Welcome to the Dance Navigator. I'm Chelsea, and in this series, Learn to Tap, I'm going to be teaching you to tap dance at home. Now, if you saw the last video in the series, it was all about single sounds. So in this video, we're going to learn double sounds, which means any steps that take two sounds. Now, I mentioned this in the previous video, but make sure that you have some space, you have a hard surface to dance on, and of course you have your tap shoes. You need your tap shoes to be able to do the steps properly and not hurt your feet. You don't need anything fancy for your tap floor, and if you like to tap with a bar to help you balance, that's totally fine. If you don't even have a bar, you can use a chair or a wall, or you could try it freestanding. But if you fell off balance, that's completely normal for beginner tappers, so please utilize a chair or a wall, something to help you balance. Just don't lean on it, only use it for a little bit of support. Okay, so we learned those single sounds, and now it's time to work on double sounds. So one of our most common steps that we're going to use, and a bazillion steps from here on out, is a shuffle. So a shuffle is combining a brush and a spank. And I also talked about in my single sound video how a brush can be forward or backward, but some teachers refer to it as a brush is forward and a spank is when that sound is backwards. I prefer to do that just so they're not confused. So we have brush is the ball of the foot moving forward, and a spank is the ball of the foot making a sound moving backwards. So your heel is not involved in a shuffle. So we're gonna brush and spank, brush and spank. So now when we put them together, they're a shuffle. So let's stretch those arms so we have good balance. If you're holding on to something, choose which hand, and we're just going to do shuffle 8 times. 5, 6, 7, and shuffle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now the biggest mistake is people usually include their heel, so just make sure that you're only using your ball tap on this one. Here we go. We're going to do brush, spank, brush, spank, brush, spank, hold. Brush, spank, brush, spank, brush, spank, hold. Then shuffle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to step and do the same combination on our other foot. So here we go. Stretch those arms. 5, 6, 7, and brush, spank, brush, spank, brush, spank, hold. Hold. Now shuffle. Step, switch, and brush, spank. Shuffle. Okay, good. So now shuffles can be done in all directions, right? We could do our shuffle to the front, to the side, to the back, any direction we want. There's even crossing shuffles, which we'll get to later, but you can do them in all different ways. As long as it's a brush and a spank, it's still a shuffle. So we're gonna try that again, but this time we're gonna swing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, shuffle, 2, 3, 4. Then again, swing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a 1, a 2, a 3, step to switch. So 8 swinging brush and spanks, 4 shuffles, 8 swinging brush and spanks again, and then 3 shuffles with a step to switch to the other side. So you can put your arms out to the side, it helps you balance a little more, or you can put them on your hips, whatever's comfortable. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and. Now 3, step, switch. Three, two, one, and step. All right. right, now the next step that we have that we use a lot is a slap and a flap. Now, they're very similar. It just means one takes the weight and one does not. So a slap does not take the weight. That means I could pick up this foot if I want to. I'm not actually leaning on it, right? Brush and tap is a slap. Brush and step is a flap. And the flap is when I actually take the weight. So let's practice our slaps first. That's the one that we're not going to lean on it. It's not going to take the weight, but we're going to practice going different directions. So we're going to do 4 slaps forward, 4 to the side, 4 to the back, 3 to the side, and then we're going to bring our feet together to switch and do the other side. Now when you go to the back, you really have to bend your knee and keep your shoulders back so that your body stays in alignment and doesn't get all crazy, but you're still able to hit that sound. So from the side, right, when I go to the back, this is the angle of my body. Be aware that you're not leaning forward in order to reach that toe. You don't need to do that. Pull straight up, bend your standing leg. Stretch those arms, 4 slaps. En croix, that means front, side, back, and side. Only difference is that last side is only going to be 3. 5, 6, 7, and slap. Three. Switch sides. Okay, so now let's work on our flap. And I will say too, many teachers don't use the word slap to differentiate taking the weight or not. They just refer to both of them as a flap, and that's fine too. There's lots of differences in terminology and how we word things for tap. So go with whatever your teacher tells you if you're enrolled in a class, but now you know you can use both. So let's do flaps in place, but we're gonna alternate, right? Because we take the weight, so we have to lean on that foot. So it's brush, step, brush, step. Now, we have to keep our heels up when we do it, so it's a little easier to go faster. Let's try it. Ready? Relax your arms however you like. Good posture. Lift those heels. 5, 6, 7, and the flap. And let's go a little slower too so we can practice at both speeds. If you have something to hang on to, it's going to help because it's tricky to balance up here. 5, 6, 7, and... Okay, so now we have a riff. And a riff is when you are taking the ball of your foot and you're using the heel of your foot. So back when we teach you flaps and shuffles and we're like, don't use the other one. Now you have to use both. So you're going to take the ball of your foot and that gets a brush. And then you're gonna add that heel and you get a scuff. So it's a brush and a scuff at the same time, make a riff. But remember, these are double sounds, so it's very important that you're still separating and hearing the two sounds. You don't just want to slide that foot. You want to hear both of them. Bum, 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 bum. So let's try to do 8 on the right and 8 on the left. Stretch those arms out. 5, 6, 7, riff. Switch. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now waddle. Waddle is a real easy one. You just have to do a dig and a ball drop. Yeah, dig and a ball drop. And it's a nice, easy step that also gets us moving around. So whatever size space you have, even if it's small, let's practice those in place, and then we're gonna move around a little bit. So 8 waddles in place. 5, 6, 7, and dig, ball, drop, waddle, waddle. Now let's travel, move around. Dig, drop, waddle, waddle. All right, great. So now we have ball change. And ball change you're gonna see not just in tap dance, you're gonna see ball change in all different styles of dance because it's just one of those weight change things that helps us in a lot of different steps. So ball change can be done front, side, back, crisscrossing a little bit. I'm gonna show you all the ways, but most of the time we do back, front. So we go back, front, ball change. And just like it sounds like, you're doing a step on the ball of your foot, and you're changing it and stepping on the other ball of your foot. Ball change, ball change. We could do it to the side. To the front. And cross. Yeah, all directions. So let's do front, front, side, side, back, back, side, and side. Here we go. Ball change. Starting to the front. 5, 6, 7, and. Now that step brings up a good point too, because depending on how your teacher teaches you, if you're in a class outside of what we're doing here, you might learn things from the front or you might learn things from the back. I teach both ways, so sometimes I will face the students and I'm doing the opposite, right? If I want you moving your right foot, I'm moving my left. But then you can be my mirror, right? We're mirroring each other. But in some cases, you learn from the back, and some students just learn better that way. So if I were to face this way, and we're doing it together, and we're no longer mirroring each other, when I want you to use your right foot, I'm gonna use my right foot. So let's just take this step to practice that so that you learn how to utilize both ways of learning. So I'm gonna do that ball change exercise one more time. We're starting on the right still. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, ball change front. To the side. To the back. Side. All right, the next step we have is a stomple. So when we do a stomple, we're combining a stomp and a spank. So we're gonna do stomp, right? Remember, this one doesn't take the weight. I'm not leaning on that foot. And then I have to lift my toes so I could do a spank. So that's a stomple. Stomp, spank, stomp, spank, stomple. So let's do 7 stomples on the right, and then we're gonna switch and do 7 stomples on the left. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, stomple. 1. Switch. Now stomple's a little tricky, so don't worry if you don't catch that one right away. Take some time to practice it. Getting this motion and lifting it up really fast takes some coordination and some practice. So keep working on those. All right, now we have scuffle. And a scuffle is a scuff and a spank. So we do scuff, spank. So you're brushing with your heel to the front, and then you're doing a spank to the back. So we have scuff, spank. That makes our scuffle. So let's do 7 on the right side. We're gonna step and switch 7 on the left side. 5, 6, 7, and. Switch. Okay, so now very, very similar to a scuffle is a diggle. And a diggle is when you started with a dig instead of a scuff. So it's important that when you do your scuff, that heel is moving, right? Because for a diggle, now it's a dig. So it's gonna go dig and then spank. Scuffle, diggle. Very teeny tiny difference, but they are different. So let's do the same thing. We're going to do 7 on the right side and 7 on the left side. So let's do our diggle. Stretch those arms this time. Remember, this is dig and spank. 5, 6, 7, and. Switch. All right, great job. Those were our most common double sounds that we make that you need to practice so that, again, they can progress to harder steps later on. We mix them up, put them together in different ways, and it just gets more fun. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dance Navigator because then you get notified anytime I post a new video. So thanks for joining me today. I'll see you in the next video. Keep on dancing.